I have to
Yes,
respond to you real fast. You
Please
know,
do.
you said it's supposed to be a long game. Each round, I think, is supposed to be like 1,000 years in the Terraforming Mars process. So
It
I think it
shouldn't have
actually
to.
goes quite fast.
It shouldn't have to feel like 1,000 years because it does.
Terraforming Mars, a classic from the last 6 years or so of board gaming. It's been in the hotness for a long, long time. I think it's around number 20 right now on Board Game Geek. For the longest time, it was in the top 10. And it's definitely one of my favorite games. In fact, have you guys ever ranked games on PubMeeple? You guys familiar with that? It's a website.
Oh, yes. Yes, where you do your top 9 or whatever?
Yeah. You can go through the arduous process of voting each and every game that you own and pitting it against one, and which one would you rather play? And many times Terraforming Mars has landed on top when I've done that. So it's definitely one of my favorite games. But I'll tell you more about it here in a bit. Let's get to what you guys think and see what points you have to make so that I can award you points, or rather our judges behind the scenes can award you points.
Yes.
Let's start with Daniel as we go around the board.
All right.
Choice.
So Terraforming Mars, I really enjoyed this game from day one. While I will say my first experience with Terraforming Mars, though, was trying to avoid it because of the way it looks. As well as the gameplay is, I have to take a moment and just talk about the hideousness of this game. I understand some people like it, some people think it's fine, but man, that was a big detractor for me for so long. It wasn't until things really started taking off for that game that I was like, okay, well, enough people said they like it. I should probably give it a try and just not worry about the look of it. So I busted the game open. I think maybe, I don't know how I came about it. Maybe Andy had it first, but regardless, the first time I played that game, I was hooked. I really enjoyed the game, and I would like to play it more than I do. I really like any game that has like an engine building function to it, kind of like what makes me feel like Magic the Gathering. I know there's not a lot of connections between Magic and Terraforming Mars, but any game that has combo building with the cards is kind of a instant classic for me, or something that's going to at least trigger that feeling that I had the first time I played those trading card games back when I was a young lad. I actually started with Pokemon. It wasn't Magic. I was a Pokemon kid first, which that's a story for another day.
Kid.
Yes. But yeah, Terraforming Mars, I've really like it despite the image of it. I do like how you're collectively building Mars. To see the game grow as we progress forward is kind of a satisfying condition. And yeah, it's a game that I've enjoyed and I will gladly play again. So, John, what say you?
Well, what say I, Daniel, is obviously a lot of people like Terraforming Mars, and it is a highly rated game, but I have some issues with it. And it's a game I call myself a facilitator of the game whenever I play Terraforming Mars, because usually it's something that's been suggested and we're going to play a game. It's a game everyone knows. I can play it and move the game along, and that's usually what I do. It's not a game I would say I particularly enjoy. I don't really not enjoy it, but it's for what it is. Let's talk about it. It's long. Okay. I've heard people say you could literally terraform Mars in the time it took you to play that game, because it's like, man, we've played 3 games. You guys, it's not even close to being done yet. What are you doing over there? And it's long, and it can be punishing, and it can be you can be planning something with your cards for an hour, and someone in 2 turns ahead of you, well, boom, now this is all garbage. Now these cards are worthless. And to me, that, I don't know, for a game that's that long, for something like that to happen to you so easily and so often, I think it's just a flaw in the game. Perfect timing.
Yeah.
That should be extra points right there.
Maybe. We'll see.
There we go.
By the
What
way,
say you, Chris?
Wait, before Chris goes and we start the timer, John, I have to respond to you real fast. You said it's supposed to be a long game. Each round, I think, is supposed to be like 1,000 years in the Terraforming Mars process. So I think it actually goes quite fast.
It shouldn't have to feel like 1,000 years, because it does.
Sorry, Chris.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start with my time and be good with it, and I'm going to use my time to now actually retort to what something Daniel was saying.
Oh.
So, Daniel, you were talking about the art or the look of it. Like, now, again, it's well documented my feelings on art and everything with games and all that, that's how it doesn't matter and things of that nature.
You're basically against it.
Until I find some art that I like, and then it matters, right? But regardless, I assume you mean like the disconnect in the art of the game.
Yes,
Right,
yes.
Is that what? Okay, because 100%, I agree with you. Like the fact that there's some like live like real life images, some are drawn, and like the disconnect in the art, I will agree. Like that, I have a problem with. Like if they'd have chose any one of them, just all pictures or all drawing, it'd have been fine. But because I don't really care. Plus, at first I wanted to make sure it wasn't the box art because I actually think the box art's pretty great. But yeah, if you're talking about the disconnect of the different styles, I 100% agree. It is really jarring. But regardless, the actual gameplay itself, it's fantastic. I love the game. I will agree, it's just a little too long for what it is. Like I did the thing that you're not supposed to. I played it in person like once or twice, and then I played it digitally. And I just can't go back to playing physical because it just takes so much longer than it's needed. Now that I've gone, now that I've seen the Promised Land, I just can't go back. So, but with that said, I have high hopes that Ares Expedition will kind of fill the hole. I got it recently for $11 at Target, so I'm excited about it. I've not been able to get it to payable yet, so I'm hoping though it fills the hole because I really love the game. Terraforming Mars is fantastic, just a touch too long.
Yeah, cool.
Well, Chris, that's interesting. I will say a couple things, comments to you. Well, actually, I guess I should start the time for me. Do I have to? Yeah, I will do that. We'll
Probably should. Sounds unfair if you don't.
Fine. All right. The photography that they use stock photos, and it does look terrible. I wonder if those people that are on those cards realize they'd be a part of a best-selling tabletop game, like the guy in the lab coat that's like, I thought I did this for training videos. But anyway,
Right.
What I like about Terraforming Mars has different paths to victory. I like point salad games. This has many different paths to victory, many different ways to get points. I like that because it provides variability each time you play it. You can also play defensively in this game, try to anticipate what other people are doing. You have to play with a draft, by the way, a card draft. I know it slows it down, but it gives you that ability to see what people are doing and not pass them a card that will just exponentially help them. And so there's a little bit of take that, but not enough to really upset anyone. So I like that about that. And the theme is just perfect. Yes, the art maybe not that great, but the theme is amazing. So many games try to make good themes and they fail miserably. It might be about farming or whatever, but this one is perfect. Terraforming Mars and everything adds up to it. You're raising the oxygen, you're putting down oceans, you're planting forests, you're raising the temperature and everything. It's just a fantastic theme. It really works together well. It is a classic game. I love it, and I gave myself probably too long there. That was probably 10 seconds more than I deserved. But so here's my clock. Okay, yeah. Terraforming Mars. Oh, things I don't like about it? I will tell you.
No. Now we'll never know.
The expansions.
Okay.
The expansions. I don't like the expansions that much, especially Turmoil. Turmoil's terrible.
Oh.
Yeah.
Unnecessarily adds length to the game. But Prelude's amazing. It needs to happen. And
Prelude's not included.
Colonies is good too. Okay, sorry, go.
Yeah.
Andy, can I ask you a question real quick?
No.
Okay.
Well, yeah, go ahead. What do you got? What do you got?
If you had to guess, what would you guess is one of my favorite games?
Godfather, Corleone's
Yes.
Empire.
You know why you guessed the Godfather?
Because the theme.
Because I've suggested we play it many times over the years.
It's a good game.
I've never heard
you
one time suggest that we play Terraforming Mars, yet you claim it's one of your favorite games.
I played all the time.
I've known you for 7 years. You've never once said,
I play with a different crew.
Terraforming Mars. I call bull on that. I don't think.
No.
I think it's all nostalgia. You played it one time way back in the day, and you
Don't
think it's some great game, and it's not.
I'll pull up my BGG stats, and I will tell you how many times I played it.
How many times you played it online?
No, not even online. And that was the other thing I was going to yell at Chris about is digital games. Don't do that. It ruins everything. It just ruins the experience. The whole thing about board games is you get that interactivity, that face-to-face. If I want to play a digital game, I'll go play something good, I'll go play a computer game or something.
Definitely not Terraforming Mars.
Sounds like you don't like Terraforming Mars to me.
No. I'm just saying I can go play Breath of the Wild or something on the Switch if I want to really immerse myself in a digital game.
Sure. I got to point out this, though. I'm going to be old man Chris for a second. John literally referred to this game as nostalgia. It's like 5 years old, man.
That's from 2016.
Come on. It's like, when I was a kid, we played. Baby. Yeah, when I was a kid, we played Terraforming Mars.
Yeah, it only came out in 2016. I was there at Gen Con when it came out. I didn't buy a copy. I wish I had. I have since gotten the deluxe version, which is really cool with the 3D tiles.
Yeah, that's cool.
Have you got it to the table yet?
Hey, maybe
Yeah,
it'll
oh,
get
yeah.
played.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
good.
Oh, yeah, I gotta tell you, I wanted to mention this. So, part of my hold off on Terraforming Mars is I was convinced there would be a deluxe edition. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna buy it until the deluxe edition comes out.
Right.
Well, it didn't look like it was gonna happen, so I finally bought it. Then, boom, a deluxe edition came out. I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Like what you've seen, you'd like to see the entire episode, click on the link in the comments below.